Greetings, greetings. Send you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary. Get your water. I have some exciting news. I'm so excited. And I like to find things to be excited about. So get your water in a wine glass or some tea or some fresh green juice. Right? Our cocoon habits. Tell you all some warm, positive vibrations. So I am so excited. Welcome to the channel. I have some exciting news. I have so many ideas. I can't even keep up with all the ideas that are coming out of me. But if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. This is Body-Culinary, aka Kwasa Peaceful Eating on my other social media, as well as Body-Culinary and other social media. On this channel, I share my journey, just some insight, one woman's perspective of radical self-acceptance, really celebrating the divinely assigned features and body parts and gifts and talents that you popped out onto this earth plane existence with. Also, I encourage everyone to grow something. I don't care if it's sprouts, herbs, house plants, or a combination thereof. Even if you feel like you're in a room, a small apartment, a cold environment, you can go online and check your zones. Wherever you're at, everybody can grow something. And it has a lot of benefits. Greetings from New Jersey, Black Orchid, sunny, warm, positive vibes. So I am so excited. Okay, so let me stay focused here because my mind is like popping. So motivation to start growing something, motivation to cultivate from wherever you are. I don't care if you got one leg. I don't care if you're rehabbing from injury, but you want to do it safely. Cultivate a personal movement practice. Some people say exercise. I would call it, because I got my own little language, purposefully and intentionally, right? Like I say all the time, create a great day on purpose. I invite you to consider, try and emphasize, vigorous, joyous movement. Now, it can be challenging. Like I think of, there was one time when I was with child, big with child, and I was dancing this one dance. My godfather, love you, Simsu. My godfather from Forces of Nature, Abdel Salam. Shout out Forces of Nature. The anniversary is coming up. If any of you, best Kwanzaa on the planet in Harlem. But we were having the best dance class ever. The best African dance class. One of the best from my experience. And that day we had so many drummers. So it's like drummers, people playing the flute came out of nowhere. And it was just like a jam session, honey. Oh my gosh. So my belly was big and the music was so good. Like we were doing cuckoo, which is this very like high up movement. If my body would have bust open, I could care less. And people are like, you need to sit down, child, because you're going to wrap that cord around that baby's neck. So I wasn't going to stop dancing. Sorry. Just, my son, he made it out okay. But what I did do, somebody just showed me how to take some African fabric and to wrap it and to bind my stomach. So I would have, hey, greetings, love one way, so that I would have more support around my stomach. And there's some moments I'm big on memories, right? I'm very big on memories. One of my sweetest moments in my life, I will never forget that dance class and the energy. Oh my gosh. That dance class and my godparents are one of my defining moments. Oh my gosh, I talk about my grandmother and my godparents all the time. So be ready. I'm gonna share them with y'all. So in any event, vigorous, joyous movement. Also my godmother, I just could not imagine why I was fresh into my 20s and I could not keep up with her. I had a six-pack back then, has been consistent to this day. So now I'm confused about her age. So she is one of the bars, in addition to my godparents and my grandma Lou, they set a bar so high. And for me, they're important because they're living, walking in the flesh as a physical reference point right now that look like me, that community service, not even a word, that's just what they do. Creative, fully self-expressed, balanced human being. You can get a cuss word every now and then, but very spiritual and a very practical sense, not in a mukajuk kind of way. So anyway, vigorous, joyous movement. That would be my example of vigorous, joyous movement. It was so intense. I don't even know what my heart was doing, but it was so electric. And I just let you in on one of my gems. When you are fully self-expressed like that, are you thinking about eating? When I'm dancing, African dance or drums, I feel almost like drunk. I feel enticed. That's a high for me. That is an Afro house, African dance. As a matter of fact, I don't want anything extra on my body holding me back from dancing and feeling fully self-expressed. I could just dance, play in the garden, growing flowers and herbs, and preparing beautiful food all day, and I'd be happy and share with other people. That's actually pretty much what I'm doing. But that though vigorous, joyous movement, if you get my drift. And so the other thing, your personal movement practice, growing something, and consuming peacefully, right? So people can say vegan, vegetarian, vegan, keto, paleo, zone, Atkins. I've been through variations of all those different things over a span of 30 years, mostly plant-based, and for 12 years as pretty much whole living foods, unprocessed foods. So the labels don't mean anything. If anything, a label can distinguish, but we can have a tendency to ego trip off the words and still not have a certain level of results. That doesn't really move me. So I like to say peaceful consumption, peaceful to your skin, peaceful to your reproductive organs, peaceful to your arteries, peaceful to your waistline, peaceful to your energy level, peaceful to your elimination. You see? So reframing your narrative is massive in its implications, and I am very intentional about doing so every single day. I'm also very intentional about reframing the narrative of what happened to me. Not dismissing it, not dismissing my feelings, or, I'm not going to dismiss my emotions or my feelings or give it a religious bypass. However, to put things in a perspective so that the past and past events don't have a hold and siphon off all of my mental, emotional energy. And in the climate that we're in, every time you turn on these computer screens, there is a campaign, a literal intentional campaign to totally lock into your energy and to siphon off the very valuable, precious energy of your focus and your attention, right? By the time you leave these screens, sometimes you can be totally distracted. You don't know what hit you. Forget about your workout. You're shocked from all kinds of gory stuff. Sometimes it's too much. So I'm I'm crystal clear that I and most people are very much affected by what is going into the ears, what is being consumed. We may not consider it food, but we are nourishing, right? Like there's nourishment in advance. For example, I'm saying this is someone that's worked in nutrition, fitness competitor, yoga, all the stuff for years. Obesity, I would like you to consider that it is starvation in reverse. It's starvation in reverse, right? I invite you just to try that on for size. It is starvation, right? And then also, I touched on this in the last video, and we go on this more in the cocoon. A lot of times we have a tendency to say, right? I invite you, like in a lot of the relaxation videos on this channel, check them out while you're at it. And by the way, where's your water? Hold on, mental health break. Where's your water? Grab your water in a wine glass or a pretty glass, or your tea. Right? You gotta keep your artillery. You gotta keep your tea. Your teacups, you got to keep your stuff, right? People are like, oh, how do I do this? Give me laxatives, give me powder. It's habits. It's a mentality. It's a mindset. You keep all of this stuff around you. Keep flowers, keep scents, keep it around you, because there's a campaign to garner the attention. That's an energy. I would even say it's a currency. Your most valuable currency is your focus and your energy and attention, because you lose your focus. Sometimes it's hard to get it back. When it comes to your movement practice, the things that are your 401k, right, for your body and for your mood, it's your 401k. You deplete it, right, and you waste it on like roller skates and some trendy clothes or whatever, then you don't have that for your future. So your vitality, if you waste it sometimes on some of these different shows and things, doesn't make you a horrible person, but sometimes consider when you turn and you look around, like you don't have the energy to exercise or to move your body in a way that you enjoy vigorously, consistently, enough to elicit the types of results you want to see. It may be likely that you spent that currency, you spent your allowance for that, you spent it somewhere else, perhaps in ignorance, or perhaps in denial, or perhaps not being fully aware. So that being said, I encourage you to celebrate yourself. I encourage you, whatever age you are, especially young women, mature women too, the mature young women, to not put yourself in harm's way. Your body parts, your psyche, your reproductive organs. That could save you a lot of time. So you want the protein powder, but I like to go to the root. People want me to tell them another powder, another laxative. But if we could perhaps stop putting ourselves in harm's way, literally, your reproductive organs, your psyche, your pocketbook, all of that, for things that we have not thoroughly vetted, that have not undergone a vetting process. So that being said, I wanted to share something, right? I like to share things I think that could be valuable, that you can take and you could do something with it. First of all, I really like to come together around an activity. So that being said, for those folks that are interested in coming down to spend some time with me in Central America, for some time focused on you, or if you'd like to do that virtually, please do reach out to me. I'm getting better. I believe I left my info inside the comments and also in the description box. So there is a book that I love, avid reader, and there are certain books that I consider pivotal. And there's this one book that as an adult, I'm not going to lie, I'm an adult that has read children's books, young adult books. I'm extremely sensitive, right? And I don't think that's a negative thing. Like, I could cry over children's books. I'm very sensitive to watching, violence and stuff like that. But don't get it twisted. I will defend myself. So there's a book, and it's by Brother G or Gregory Walker. It's science fiction. Shout out to Octavia Butler. This one is called Princess Nefertari. So I'm thinking of also offering that here on this channel. I think it promotes literacy for young folks. I think it is also something, this could also show us, be very revealing in how short our attention span is. But it's a very exciting book. I absolutely love it. I read it out loud to my sister, and it was better than going to the movies. So the title, if you would like to read along with me, and I'm big on what I call AFROnomics, Afro-flowernomics, it's a vision, it's a seed that keeps growing. It's like riding me, to be able to circulate our currency, literally, energetically, on things that are giving something back to us. If I'm investing in food, and the goal is eventually, if, I got 100,000, 1 million women growing, I'm a catalyst, I'm not doing the work for you, I'm not the healer, your body heals itself. But I would love to have this vision of all of these women. You see how much money we spend on all these products? Every woman has a stash. And your daughters and your sons to a certain degree, but definitely your daughters know about the properties of every single herb that is in your garden, if that's in your windowsill, if that's in some container boxes, if that's growing vertically inside of your apartment. So I have so many different ideas. I can't even keep up with myself. However, back to Princess. It's not spelled Nefertiti in this instance. It's Nefertari. I had an autographed copy, which I lent to somebody. It's very dear to me, and I didn't get it back. I've done it with some of my most precious books, and then I don't get them back. So I just had to go out and purchase another copy because it's that fantastic. And also, there's a series that goes with it. It's called Shades of Memnon, and so it's a lot of culture and history in it. It's a lot of martial arts and fighting in there. Oh my gosh. There's even some stuff with this prince. I'm not going to give away the plot. Ooh, so good. It's got some substance abuse in there, back in ancient Kemet, or what folks would call, Egypt. This book is so exciting. So I think I'm going to be sharing it on this channel, a reading of Princess Nefertari. So feel free to support them on Amazon if you're looking for something good to read. To me, it's a book you can read over and over. It's science fiction. It's exciting. Ooh, I can't wait. So I'm going to be sharing that on this channel. And then on the Patreon, we're going to be breaking the book down, because there are actually a lot of lessons in this book. I actually was running home from training clients because I couldn't wait to hook up with my sister. And sometimes I was like, you better hurry up because I want to read the book so that I could read it out loud together. I felt like it was being at the movies. So I'm going to share that series on this channel because it's so exciting. So we're going to be reading that together. Or if you don't have it, fine, just show up. And you can catch it on the replay. I love reading. So I'm the person I was reading to my son the Mahabharata and different stories. Like, I'm big on family rituals and creating your own rituals instead of all of our rituals and our narratives being given to us by somebody else with an outfit on. Write your own narrative. So I've been reading to my offspring from the time he was in the womb and when he was born, and that was a ritual. Every night he could get to choose his. So these are my little rituals. All you young moms, feel free. You can borrow it, take it. I would have him, of course he had to do his homework and all that other stuff, right? But he could choose his herbal tea with his nice little mug. That was his mug. I had my mug, he had his mug. And he had to take a bath, right? And you got to hurry up and do that. So if you don't hurry up, then you're going to miss out on the story time. So he would hurry up to take his bath and get all olive oil, shea buttered up so he could get into bed. And so we could read the story. And we were reading it together for years. The book is about this thick. It's a specific version of the Mahabharata. And quite often, when I've read certain books with my son, I grew up in the age where in kindergarten, first grade, and elementary school, the teacher had a record player, right? And she had little books that she would read. You know how you come together in a little corner, the reading corner, and they would flip the book, you know, back and forth. Sometimes either she would read it and sometimes there was a record player we would listen to. So I don't know if any of that is going on. I feel like some of our senses are not being exercised in terms of listening skills and communication skills. So I think this is a fun, natural way to do it. I absolutely love reading. I love being read to. My son would always want to be read to. I was like, as you get older, read to me. So that is like a ritual I've done for years, and I did it for as long as I could. So now my son is a big old grown man. So I still like the ritual of reading. So I like to do like several things at one time. So that is what we're going to be reading. Oh my gosh. So it's Princess Nefertari. The author is Gregory Walker or Brother G. So I don't know if I'm going to read all the side stuff. There's so much in this book. He's used it with different programs with young men, the whole series. It's the Shades of Memnon series. And I'm like, Princess Nefertari, we need a volume 2. So Shades of Memnon has maybe 3 or 4 books in the series. And Princess Nefertari has 1. But you'll start to see a through line with the different characters. And there is a lot of culture in it. It's so well done. It is so well done. I think that I think he's received the Octavia Butler Award for it. So let me see if I can pull it up so you can see it. So if you have Kindle, and you can tell them Kwasa Peaceful Eating that I sent you, because we have tools. I'm all about tools that we can use. So let's see if I've uploaded Kindle on my app. So I do have Kindle. Let's see if it shows up on my phone. Oh, it doesn't show up on my phone. I got so many devices. But anyway, I'm not going to hold this up this morning. That is my news. So y'all are welcome to get the book, and I'm thinking of a good time to post. But I think I just want to get right into reading it. I'm just trying to think of which device I have it on because I am so excited to read this book. So y'all be on the lookout for that. You might have to make time. Maybe you could do it during your lunch break. You can listen, or you can catch it on the replay. There is a video. I invite you to maximize your use on the internet. So I invite you to, if you don't already have your home gym, your movement area, your movement practice area, I invite you to lay your yoga mat out and your physio ball in an area of your house if you haven't already. I invite that for all of my clients, whether you have children or not, so you can train your family that is my area. So my son always grew up knowing that that's my area. That's my home gym, and it's expanded over many decades. But then you train your family. This is also for women that are not mothers, that maybe perhaps are going to be mothers. See, I like to be like 10, 15 steps ahead of the game. You train your family, your husband, that is my area. And also psychologically, you know that is your area. Right. So if you just have to start with a yoga mat, you put it in that area. And to declutter, perhaps grab one of these videos and declutter while you're listening. So I did that yesterday, and actually something that was very tedious, I got it done, right? Some laundry and a tradition of Grandma Lou, my Grandma Lou, and my cousins, the Bayesian side of my family. Every Saturday, you had to empty out the underwear drawer and refold all the underwear and reorganize the closet so there was music playing. You could smell coconut bread and dinner being cooked in the morning. Like all of these rituals, I don't know, they're very fond memories, and they make like a lifestyle so attractive. So as a child, these are all things that stand out and that inspire me to eat and consume the way that I do today. So I'm making like really lifting your mood. And if you haven't heard me say it, Grandma Lou, she transitioned in her 90s, was the most pleasant and present human being I have ever met. So I watched a lot of her habits and her rituals, right, coming up. She got up when it was dark. She always had a cup of bush tea, a cup of tea and biscuit, like her serving. She wasn't doing like a portion control thing, but she ate, her food, and she sat down and enjoyed her tea or her one piece of toast and with avocado. And then she moved on about her day like a little hummingbird. I say she's a hummingbird and an ant. And she moved on to the next activity, but she was always making something better. She did not have a victim mentality at all. If you were complaining, she just wasn't available. She was already off to the next project. So I invite y'all to get a copy or just come ready to listen. Bring your children, bring your daughters, because, oh my God, this book is so exciting. I cannot wait to share it. So again, we're going to be reading Princess Nefertari. And for folks that are a member of the Patreon, we're going to be breaking down and talking about a lot of the lessons in the book on the Patreon channel. So last thing I wanted to touch on today, because it's going to be another hot one, about 97, and it's getting hot already. So shout out to all my folks in the cocoon. Today's assignment, so I'm going to share with everyone here. Have you danced in the mirror today? So another one of my rituals, I usually have a dance party with myself. And yesterday, I think I turned on the camera a little bit. I went to the park. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about a lot. Maybe some heavy stuff that came into my psyche from this screen. Because sometimes you're not even looking for the stuff, and the stuff comes to you anyway. And I said to my sister, I was like, I'm gonna talk to you later. She's like, where you going? I said, I have to get thee to a park. Now I have a nice space. I got beautiful ishkanan and plants right outside in the garden. But sometimes you got to change your space. So I love the park. And so I rode up, run up a hill, pushing my bike up there's some steep hills here. And greetings. Is there a link for the Patreon? There should be a link on this channel and in the description box. But there should be a link in the About section somewhere on this channel. So what was I going to say? Oh, so yesterday I was walking, riding, my heart rate was pounding out of my chest. Then I was pushing the bike up to the hill. Then when I got to the park, it was so lovely. So I found another little route within the park. Actually, I did two new things. Sometimes it's good to switch up your ritual. So I rode around, I rode around 5 times around this loop. And then I got off and I found another little shaded area because it was blazing. It was blazing inside the park. So I did a nice little ritual. Oh my gosh, the park. The park is so exquisite. You got a little small park around near you? Get thee to a park. Or in the times we were on super lockdown and we weren't able to move around at all here, there's an area that's a lot that's pretty empty and there was nobody there. And it's gated, and I just went back and forth and did drills and exercises there. So I'm deciding what platform I'm going to place the workouts on, right? And they're also, it's several platforms. I got to contain my brain. So all that to say, it was such a wonderful time with myself. The time flew by. After a while, I was like, okay, I got to go home. I got other chores and other tasks to do. But like an hour flew by. And for any of you folks that do these different exercise videos, I've had lots of exercise videos over the years. And so now the way a lot of them are marketed is burn 500 calories in half an hour. So I know I've been using heart rate monitors and ways to measure people's level of fitness for years. So I can run numbers on calories, on food, whatever label. I can run a lot of stuff in my brain. So, and also I use different types of ways to measure feedback when I'm working with clients, even from a distance. So I was like, I know I can see people that usually are very deconditioned, but sometimes being so deconditioned, you can't even move. You might be so stiff, you can't even get into the workout. It might be so uncomfortable initially when you're deconditioned. So I have my eyes trained. Then I can see people go from, let's say, like 100 calories during a workout, which is not a lot at all, because of the learning curve, making sure they're very safe, right? As their body starts to open up, right? So people would notice this if they didn't have some of these other markers that were working, right? Because we want to measure. We measure. We could cut the. So that's an efficient fitness and common sense nutrition. So something is still a tweak with the links. Hopefully that should be up by the end of today. Those are going to be some lunchtime classes. That is for the purpose of cutting all of the guesswork. It doesn't matter if you're in a gym. It doesn't matter if you're going to like a CrossFit center or something like that, or group fitness. It doesn't matter if you're in your apartment. We will be cutting all of the guesswork out of why you're getting the results that you're getting or not getting the results that you're getting, and answering questions around working around injury. Because I've had all different kinds of cases you can imagine. It's been like quite a few decades, right? So there's common sense nutrition. I'm not really concerned with label you call yourself. We're concerned about results. So those two classes, those are going to be around lunchtime. And keep in mind that's the times the time that's listed is Central Time. So you have to put on your watch, look up the international clock on your watch, and look at Eastern Standard Time, which my brain is usually wired to. But it's going to be Eastern Central Time, Pacific Central Standard Time. So make sure you're cognizant if you're going to be participating in the time, right? And the other thing is going to be Hit It and Quit It, my favorite. So it's a combination of a dance party, African dance, sculpting, cardio, all done very safely. It's hit it and quit it. So I love efficient workouts, right? So if you get into the pattern, folks in the cocoon, those are people that are early risers. So even if you do that for a week or 30 days, that's a whole nother thing. But those are for super early risers. Then there is Hit It and Quit It, the workout. And at lunchtime, it's going to be efficient fitness and common sense nutrition. And folks in the cocoon, who need extra support, and we're gonna be checking in throughout the day. So that's on the line. I'll email as I'm searching for your name on Patreon. So on Patreon, it's either gonna be Kwasa with a K, peaceful eating, or it's if it's not Body-Culinary, it may be coming up as Kwasa peaceful eating. So check those out. So get ready if you're interested. If you have questions, whatever, let me know. But we're going to be doing a reading of Princess Nefertari. So, oh my gosh. So I definitely want to encourage young people. And I'll give you a hint. Oh my gosh. I don't want to give away any of the story. But if there's anybody that is dealing with substance abuse or has family members that are dealing with it, have come through it, this book is packed with so much that is crazy, and it's science fiction. So be on the lookout for that. And it's coming soon. So that's my exciting news for today. And make sure, let's not forget, when you get off this call, right? Shout out to whoever that subscriber was that gave me that song, because I'm big on house music and Afrobeat house, because that song has been on repeat. I can't even think of the name of it. I had it out at the park yesterday, and it's I think it's South African, Lom Laba, whatever. I can't even. Was that you? Uniquely Beautiful? Oh my gosh, honey, that sucker has been on repeat. I had it out at the park yesterday, and I was having a jam session. So I'm big on the dance party. So I'm inviting you. Let me see. The name is okay. So it's a DJ. And a South African woman. Let me see if y'all can see my phone that I've dropped on the floor. I don't know if y'all can see. Well, that looks like, I don't know if that's South African. It's Lomhlaba, and it's the EP. And it's by Thandi Drai, Thandi, and then Drai. And the DJ that did the remix is CCEE, and then Elassad, Elassad. So y'all do know that anybody that's in Patreon, monthly, we're going to be having a food prep party. So we're going to a party because I like to party. I like to. I'm not a drinker or a smoker. Shout out to you if that's what you do. But we will be drinking herbal teas and fresh juices, and we're going to be preparing food. So kind of like a pajama party. I wasn't allowed to spend the night at people's house when I was a little girl. So I make an effort to give myself all those experiences. So we're going to be having a party once a month, and you are invited if you are one of the members of Patreon. So put your music on today. I don't care. Set the time. It could be 5-10 minutes, right? And have a dance party. You gotta that's where the joy is coming from. Motivation is coming after you do the event. If you're waiting for motivation to drop down out of the sky, that's usually not sustainable. But it is energetic, right? And I invite you just to pay attention to things that you notice, like certain things, your energy is zapped. If you're looking at certain things online, or you're listening to too much negativity, or being too much of an ear for people's drama, will rob you like a gaping hole, leaking out your life force energy and your motivation to get into action around things that you say that you value. Yes. So, oh my gosh, honey, that sucker is on repeat. Anyway, y'all create a great day on purpose. Let me go get out in this garden because I've been on a weed marathon. All right, see y'all soon.